Hi there, you're watching Nightline and I'm Muhammed Ahmad Hamdan. The top stories. Malaysians can tap country's economic potential, says Prime Minister. And Israeli man pleads not guilty to charges of possessing and trafficking firearms. Good morning. Young di Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim hopes that Malaysia will capitalize on its unique capabilities to maximize and enhance trade volume, foster technology exchanges, and further expand its exports to China. His Majesty also expressed his hope for increased investment from Chinese companies within Malaysia, as this will lead to the creation of more job opportunities for the people in this country. According to a post on Sultan Ibrahim's official Facebook page, the king expressed a sentiment when receiving the ambassador of China to Malaysia, Ouyang Yujing, on Friday. In the meeting, His Majesty shared his thoughts on the direction of diplomatic relations between Malaysia and China and emphasized the importance of identifying broader cooperation opportunities. Sultan Ibrahim also highlighted China's status as one of the world's major economic powers and emphasized its significant role as a key trading partner for Malaysia. During the audience, the king was also presented with the Hongqi L5, making him the first person in the world to privately own the Chinese-made luxury sedan. The retro-styled vehicle, manufactured by the FAW Group, is utilized by China's top leaders during state and diplomatic events. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said he is confident in the ability of Malaysians to realise the country's potential in economic development, especially in high-value investments. Anwar, who is also the finance minister, said the high-value investments from global firms will result in the creation of high-paying employment opportunities, which will benefit the people in the country. In a posting on his Facebook account on Friday, Anwar added that the unity government is also committed to stimulating the country's economic growth by building new high-technology and innovation-driven future for the nation. The posting was accompanied with a Facebook post by the World Economic Forum, which highlighted Malaysia, especially Pulau Pinang, as the new semiconductor powerhouse. Last year, the state attracted $12.8 billion in foreign direct investment, which is more than in the previous 7 years combined. Moving on, Israeli man Avitan Shalom pleaded not guilty to 2 charges of possessing 158 bullets and trafficking 6 firearms in a hotel room in Jalan Ampang last month. The 38-year-old man claimed trial to the 2 charges, which were read out to him in English before Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court Judge Tasnim Abu Bakar. Earlier, Avitan arrived at the court complex at 8:10 a.m. under heavy security by balaclava-clad armed policemen, with the courtroom restricted to only members of the media and authorities. He was brought into the courtroom at 9:30 a.m. On the first charge, he was accused of trafficking 6 firearms at a hotel room in Jalan Ampang between 6:46 p.m. on March 26 and 6 p.m. on March 28. The offence under Section 7.1 of the Firearms Increased Penalties Act 1971 carries an imprisonment for a term of not less than 30 years, but not exceeding 40 years, with whipping with not less than 6 strokes. On the second charge, he had allegedly had in his possession ammunition amounting to 158 bullets stored in 4 boxes without an arms license or permit. Deputy Public Prosecutor Muhammad Mustafa P. Kunyalam did not offer bail as the offence was unbailable. Avitan's defence counsel Navinjit Singh and Jeffrey Ooi agreed with the prosecution that no bail would be granted to their client. The judge set May 21st for mention of the case. On March 27th, he was detained at a hotel in Jalan Ampang where he was found with 6 handguns. Subsequently, police arrested a husband and wife aged 42 and 40 at a Ramadan Bazaar in Kuala Selangor on March 29th, who were suspected of selling the firearms to Avitan. Meanwhile, 7 people linked to the Israeli man are still in remand. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussain said 6 others arrested over the case have been released on bail, pending the completion of the police's probe. He added that even though the suspect has been charged, investigations are ongoing to determine the real motive behind his actions. This is because there are still suspects who have yet to be arrested who can assist in the probe. A man who crashed his car into 3 Pakistani men while they were on their way to the mosque on Wednesday pleaded guilty to drug use at the Teluk Intan Magistrates Court. 36-year-old Muhammad Azizul Abdul Rashid pleaded guilty to the offence when the charges were read to him before Magistrate T. Ashivini. According to the charge sheet, Azizul, who is a restaurant worker, was accused of consuming THC at 7:45 p.m. on Wednesday. He was charged under Section 15(1)(a) of the Dangerous Drugs Act, read together with Section 38(b) of the same Act, which carries the maximum fine of 5,000 ringgit and a jail sentence of not more than 2 years upon conviction. The magistrate set bail at 3,000 ringgit with 2 sureties and ordered Azizul to report to the nearest police station once every 2 weeks. June 5th has been fixed for mention to allow submission of pathology report on the case. Previously, it was reported that 3 Pakistani men were killed while 3 others were seriously injured when they were hit by a car as they were making their way on foot to a nearby mosque on Wednesday morning to perform Aidilfitri prayers. In the accident at 8:10 a.m., the 3 victims aged between 20 and 35 died after suffering severe injuries. Earlier in the same court, 4 Pakistani men believed to be involved in the assault of Azizul in the viral video clip were remanded for 4 days until Monday. The court granted the police's request for a remand order to assist the investigation under the Penal Code for rioting. The suspects, aged 24 to 49, are plantation workers. They were arrested by police at a Kongsi house at Jalan Bido, Teluk Intan on Thursday evening after the car driver involved in the accident lodged a report claiming he was assaulted in the aftermath of the crash, which killed 3 people and injured 3 others. A police corporal has been detained to assist in a probe into an accident which killed a teenager who rammed into a patrol vehicle. According to Malacca Police Chief Datuk Zainul Samah, the policeman attached to the Durian Tunggal police station was detained at the Anwar Gajah District Police Headquarters on Friday morning. Zainul said police are still recording the 37-year-old corporal's statement, adding that a urine test conducted on the policeman returned negative. He also revealed that 6 reports related to the incident have been lodged and 3 statements from witnesses and family members of the victim obtained. Following the motorcyclist's death on Thursday, Zainul said the case has been reclassified under Section 41(1) of the Road Transport Act 1987, where excessive speed is not the sole decider of reckless driving. The offence carries a maximum jail term of 10 years and a fine of not more than 50,000 ringgit. Zainul reiterated that the probe into the incident will be fair and transparent and urged those with information relating to the case to come forward to the police. 16 fatal accidents were reported around the country on the 4th day of Op Selamat 22 on Thursday. Bukit Aman Traffic Enforcement and Investigation Department Acting Director Datuk Muhammad Nasri Omar said that this was a drop from 35 death cases recorded a day earlier. According to Nasri, a total of 1,288 road accidents were reported on April 11th, compared to 1,289 on the first day of Shawwal on Wednesday. He added that fatal accidents reported may have occurred due to various factors, including people rushing out to celebrate Hari Raya, resulting in congested roads and accidents. He also said that police expect traffic will be heavy on Saturday as people will begin to return to the city. Following this, Nasir advised motorists to plan their travels to avoid getting caught in congestion. Op Selamat, which started on Monday, is the police's nationwide road safety campaign for the Hari Raya festive period. Russia's Orenburg orders mass evacuation due to dangerous floods. News from the foreign front when we return. Stay tuned.
Kalau dulu memang hanya untuk bulan Ramadan, bulan puasa sahaja. Buat kuih dodo kukus dengan badak berendang dan juga kuih pena. Tak sangka kuih tu kegemaran ramai.
Orang dulu ni dia pergi ngaji dulu. Dia sampai dulu dia tak ada lampu pecek apa semua sekali. Macam buah kabur ni dulu ni. Pergi bawa anak-anak pergi ngaji Quran.
Stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Get ready, ladies. It's time to shatter the stereotype. We talk career, health, finance, relationships, and everything in between. So grab your coffee cups and wear your sassiest smiles. This talk show is all about you. Because your voice matters in Women Talk every Saturday at 5 p.m. Live stream in HD on Tonton and only on TV3.
Fatri, awak nampak tak mana remote TV? Saya nak buka TV3 ni.
Lah, banyak naskah menarik raya keempat ini di TV3.
Bapa, takkan Amin nak mengapa-ngapakan dia?
Yang awak tu, yang awak sibuk tergigit kat saya kenapa?
Dia ada lagu apa? Kau masih ku cinta.
Rumah kita ni apa pun tak ada. Makanan langsunglah.
Sebab anak dia cemerlang. Tapi kamu ni?
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Onto the foreign front. As Zionist attacks on both the Gaza Strip and the occupied West Bank continue, at least 25 people were killed and dozens more injured after airstrikes hit a house in Gaza City on Friday. The Zionist military also launched airstrikes on the northern areas of the Nuseirat camp in central Gaza, while its troops blew up a number of buildings north of the camp. Israeli warships then shelled a primary school in the camp, killing one civilian and injuring dozens of others. According to local media, more deaths and injuries were reported after the regime bombed another market in the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza. Civil defense teams were working to recover bodies and people trapped under the rubble after the market was hit. Gaza's health ministry said at least 63 Palestinians have been killed and 45 injured in Zionist attacks across the enclave in the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, Gazan children built a makeshift seesaw from a discarded pipe mounted atop the rubble of destroyed buildings in the Jabalia refugee camp, which they say was a way to enjoy the Eid al-Fitr holidays, usually a time of celebration. Those who still live in Jabalia and in Gaza City say the war has led to the destruction of the strip's parks and amusement facilities, where families would gather on Eid to mark the occasion that follows the fasting month of Ramadan.
عملنا هذه اللعبة عشان كل ألعابنا اتدمرت وبيوتنا اتدمرت وما فيش شيء نلعب عليه. جبنا هذه الماسورة نلعب.
كنا زمان هان عايشين ومبسوطين، نيجي ما نلاقيش وسع نمرق بالجندي هان، يعني من زحمة الناس والألعاب والأطفال كانوا يلعبوا مبسوطين. هيك كنا زمان، بس لقيت الاحتلال ما خلالناش شيء إنه نفرح فيه بالعيد أو نفرح فيه وما نبسط. إيش يحكي الواحد أكثر من هيك؟ الشوف معبر عن الحكي.
The mayor of the Russian city of Orenburg urged residents to evacuate immediately on Friday as water in the nearby Ural River reached critically dangerous levels and was not expected to recede until next week. Mayor Sergei Salmin said over the past 10 hours, the water level in the Ural River has risen by 40 centimeters and now stands at 11.43 meters. Scores of homes and properties have been submerged underwater as authorities warned that water levels in the Ural River would remain critical over the next 2 days before gradually receding early next week. Local authorities also warned of power outages in the most affected areas until the water recedes. Meanwhile, in western Siberia, the Ishim River has also risen to dangerous levels. However, it is expected to reach its peak on April 23rd to 25th. Overall, Russia estimates that 10,500 homes have been flooded across 37 regions. Over in Myanmar, a stream of people queued at a border crossing to flee the nation on Friday, a day after the strategically vital town of Myanmar near Thailand fell to anti-junta resistance that is gaining strength. Junta spokesman Zhao Mintun said some of its troops had surrendered because they were accompanied by their families, adding that talks with Thailand for their return were in progress. On Thursday, about 200 Myanmar military personnel withdrew to a bridge linking to Thailand's Mae Sot under the Karen National Union, an anti-junta group leading the assault on Myanmar, claimed it had taken control of the border town. Fighting between Myanmar's military and ethnic minority armed groups has rocked Myanmar this week, sending people rushing into Thailand from where the boom of artillery shells and gunfire could be heard. Due to the clashes, Thailand's foreign minister arrived for a visit to the Myanmar border on Friday, warning that this country would not tolerate any violation of its sovereignty. All Malaysian clash in Asia semis. Sports after this breather.
Get ready, ladies. It's time to shatter the stereotype. We talk career, health, finance, relationships, and everything in between. So grab your coffee cups and wear your sassiest smiles. This talk show is all about you. Because your voice matters in Women Talk every Saturday at 5 p.m. Live stream in HD on Tonton and only on TV3.
Pembunuhan yang paling kejam yang pernah berlaku di negara ini lah.
Dia diseksa. Itu yang saya tak boleh nak lupa.
Keadaan masa tu nampak kelang kabut sikit.
Memang sedih. Kes itu menggemparkan negara.
Ada sesuatu sedang berlaku di sana lah. Kita nak cari kebenaran.
Menyoroti kes-kes yang pernah menggemparkan dunia dan Malaysia, segalanya akan dirungkai dalam Fail Mahkamah setiap Rabu 9 malam. Terbaharu di TV3 dan stream sekarang ditonton.
Nik Amir dia bagi saya sinopsis. So sinopsis ni sangat simple. Kecil ni je.
Cara dia pandang satu benda, karya ke muzik ke sangat lain.
Misi saya untuk pementasan hasrat satu aja. Saya nak Aziata Arina banjir air mata.
Dalam kehidupan ni kita tahu tak semuanya indah, tapi tak semuanya juga gelap. Di hujungnya pasti akan ada cahaya.
We're back with sports. Batminton, the 2024 Batminton Asia Championships. Malaysia is short of a spot in the men's doubles finals after two national pairs sailed through the quarterfinals on Friday in Ningbo, China. The win saw Goh Zifei and Nur Izzuddin Rumsani as well as Aaron Chia and So Woo Yik setting up an all-Malaysian semi-final on Saturday. Aaron Woo-yik advanced to the semi-finals after defeating Chinese duo Liu Yu-chen Wu Xuan-yi. The fourth seeds were in top form as they overcame their seventh-seeded opponents 21-14, 21-15 in just 30 minutes on Friday. With the victory, the 2022 world champions equal their head-to-head records to 4-4 since the two pairs first met at the Indonesia Open 2022 semi-finals. They are now just one step away from matching their best performance of finishing runners-up in the Manila edition in 2022. In another match, Zifei Nur Izzuddin continued their fine run in the tournament as they staged a comeback in a grueling 68-minute battle to oust 2020 Olympic Games champions Li Yang Wang Jilin of Taiwan 19-21, 21-19, 21-19. This was the fourth time Zifei Izzuddin met the Taiwanese and have now evened the head-to-head score to 2 wins each. However, a tough task awaits the world number 19 duo on Saturday as they have won just once against Aaron Woo-yik in their previous 7 encounters. Meanwhile, world number 11 Li Zijia's bid to reach his first semi-final of the year was foiled again when he crashed out in the last 8 on Friday. Zijia, the 2022 champion, flopped miserably, losing 21-11, 21-6 to Indonesia's Jonathan Christie in just 34 minutes to mark his first defeat in 6 matches. The loss for the 2021 All-England champion Zijia means Jonathan equals their head-to-head record of 5 wins each, even though Zijia had won the past 5 fixtures. After knocking out Zijia out of the tournament, world number 5 Jonathan now sets himself up to meet China's Shi Yuqi in the semi-finals next. On to tennis, the 2024 Monte Carlo Masters. Jannik Sinner came through his toughest test of the week so far as he held off Dane Holger Rune, the number 7 seed, 6-4, 6-7, 6-3 to reach the semi-finals.
Rune beat Sinner in the semi-finals last year, but this time it was the second seed who prevailed as he reached a 5th semi-final in as many tournaments this year. Sinner let slip 6 break points and 2 match points in the second set before prevailing in a hard-fought quarter-final clash in Monaco. Italy's world number 2 will next face Greek Stefanos Tsitsipas, the number 12 seed. Earlier, Tsitsipas produced another commanding performance on the clay courts after beating Russian number 15 seed Karen Khachanov 6-4, 6-2 to reach the semi-final. Tsitsipas stayed rock solid in the face of some aggressive early hitting from Khachanov before accelerating to an 83-minute triumph against an opponent just 5 places below him in the PIF ATP rankings. The 25-year-old Greek will now chase his 3rd championship match appearance in Monte Carlo when he takes on Sinner.
Coming up, man arrested for trafficking drug-laced juices. Don't go away.
Yang kau kita terjun bawah ni, siapa suruh bijak sangat?
Sorok dalam semak, takut ditahan polis.
Kau angkat je motor kau. Kau angkat. Hei.
Tiada lesen tapi masih nak merempit.
Lesen pun tak ada kan?
Lesen tak ada bang.
Berani buat, berani tanggung lah.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Get ready, ladies. It's time to shatter the stereotype. We talk career, health, finance, relationships, and everything in between. So grab your coffee cups and wear your sassiest smiles. This talk show is all about you. Because your voice matters in Women Talk every Saturday at 5 p.m. live stream in HD on Tonton and only on TV3.
Fetri, awak nampak tak mana remote TV? Saya nak buka TV3 ni.
Haa lah, banyak naskah menarik raya keempat ini di TV3.
Bapak, takkan Amin nak mengapa-ngapakan dia?
Yang awak tu, yang awak sebut tergigit kat saya kenapa?
Dia ada lagu apa? Kau masih ku cinta.
Rumah kita ni apa pun tak ada. Makanan langsunglah.
Sebab anak dia cemerlang. Tapi kamu ni?
Saksikan di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Nightline continues. Aidilfitri often offers a vibrant atmosphere where Muslims worldwide come together in communal feasts, fostering deeper connections with friends and family. Despite being far from the familiar comforts of home, Muslim Malaysian students abroad managed to infuse their Aidilfitri celebrations with liveliness in their destination country. For Malaysian students in Uzbekistan, the distance from their homeland during the Aidilfitri does not diminish the joy of the celebrations.
I did manage how to get the Raya essential, such as foods and clothes, especially when I'm in the ambassador's residency. So it is a Raya vibe. I can feel the Raya vibe. Same, not exactly like Malaysia, but being with Malaysian do make me feel like home.
What I miss the most is Malaysian food, Malaysian dishes. You know that in the morning you will eat rendang, satay, and also nasi lemak or nasi dagang. It sounds a bit sad, but all those sadness already went away because I'm in Malaysia Embassy right now eating rendangs and daging dendeng.
For Malaysian ambassador to Uzbekistan, Ilham Tuah Ilyas, who is celebrating his first Aidilfitri in Tashkent, the presence of Malaysians alongside the embassy staff provides a sense of familial support. He added, in the spirit of togetherness, the embassy staff came together to prepare famous Aidilfitri delicacies such as rendang, ketupat and dendeng.
Of course, the first thing when you celebrate Hari Raya in Uzbekistan is you miss your family members. So, but with having the Malaysians here coming and with the staff, so we have a family here as well. So it's sort of like comfort us in a way that because we miss our relatives and family members back home in Malaysia.
Meanwhile, the Malaysian and Indonesian communities in Uzbekistan also united in celebration at an open house event hosted by the Indonesian embassy in the Republic. This welcoming gesture brought the two communities closer, allowing them to share their traditions.
Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, maaf zahir dan batin.
Meanwhile, Muslim students in Tokyo, Japan held a small but heartfelt Aidilfitri celebration. Among them were students from the Takushoku University who embraced Aidilfitri by cooking and enjoying traditional Malaysian delicacies at a park.
We managed to find all these ketupats, rendang, nasi impit from our own local Malaysian who open business in Japan.
Di Jepun ni, we can just bakar lemang di luar rumah. We have ruling here, kita ada undang-undang yang kita kena patuhi di sini sebagai tetamu.
However, the opportunity for large gatherings and social interactions during Aidilfitri may be limited as Japan has a small Muslim community.
But in here, Japan, it's quite lonely, I think, because here the Muslim community is very small.
Kami, pelajar-pelajar di Takushoku University, ingin mengucapkan
Selamat Hari Raya.
Maaf zahir dan batin.
In other news, in Pahang, a man believed to be a drug peddler has been arrested by the police for trafficking drug-laced drinks at entertainment outlets around Kuantan. State Police Chief Datuk Seri Yahya Othman said the 42-year-old suspect was nabbed in an operation around 12:10 a.m. on Friday. According to Yahya, Pahang Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department (NCID) personnel brought a stop to the suspect's activities after raiding two separate locations. Authorities also seized 50 packed juice containers weighing some 5.2 litres and 75 juice packets of various flavours weighing about 17.9 litres. The drinks, believed to be mixed with drugs, were estimated to be worth about 35,300 ringgit. Police are currently looking into whether the suspect was part of a bigger network involved in distributing the drug-laced drinks. The suspect, who tested positive for methamphetamine and has 7 previous records for drugs, has been remanded until April 18th to assist investigations under the Dangerous Drugs Act.
And that wraps up this edition of Nightline. We leave you with visuals of the legendary gardens of Ninfa in Italy, unveiling their greatness to onlookers with spectacular springtime blooming. I'm Muhammed, and thanks for tuning in, and Selamat Hari Raya.